Hello creatives, and welcome back to Kathy's Creative Space. I've got new cards and a new stamp set for you to see this week, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. It's called Incredible Like You. This set is from the Occasions Catalogue once again, which is running in conjunction with our annual catalogue from Stampin Up. We've also got the Celebrations catalogue running till the 31st of March with the Occasions catalogue. If you purchase $90 worth of product from either the annual catalogue or this Occasions catalogue, you will receive a Celebrations product for free. So the stamp set I'm using today is Incredible Like You, and it is on page 21. So this stamp set is photopolymer, so you can see through it and your block, unlike our red rubber, which can be used in the blocks as well. I'm using Whisper White as my cardstock again, and I have got it scored and cut ready to go. I just need to fold and burnish the edges to make a nice flat card. And I've shown you this technique over and over again, but it is a simple but effective one. So now the card is ready to be stamped on. Okay, so as I said before, I'm using this new set Incredible Like You, the two-step flower and the branch. There'll be some leaves and stripes and a sentiment as well. So I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz today, as well as, Calypso Coral. I think that's something different. And I'm also going to use So Saffron. And I also will be using Memento Black for the sentiment. So I'm going to start off with the Calypso Coral. And I'm going to, you can see the flower that I'm using there. So I've already mounted it on my clear block. And I'm going to ink it up. And as I've told you before, it does not need very much ink to do this. So just a little kiss, and you've got really great coverage, as you can see there. And I'm just going to center it up on the card and just let it soak in for a second, and then you'll see that we've got our gorgeous image. Okay, so the next step is to use the full image. It's rather just a blackout image. It is pixelated, so you get variation in the inking. So I'm just going to test it to see which level of ink I'd like to use by stamping it off. And I did decide that I liked the first image best. So once again, it's just a kiss into the ink. And I'm just going to stand up so I can line it up properly. And to do this, I lined up the dimples on each of the images and then just press down. And you can see the bottom image coming through the block there, which is what I love about these stamps. And there we go. That looks so much prettier, doesn't it? You can see the difference between the first stamp and the second stamp, which I think is a really clever product. So the next step is going to be using the branchlet, and I'm going to be using the Pear Pizzazz for that. So I'm just taking this stamp off after giving it a clean, and I'm going to ink up the branch with the Pear Pizzazz. Once again, it doesn't take much ink, and it's just a kiss. Make sure that's in the shot for you so you can see. So I've just given it a kiss, a little test, and it's a good idea to have some sort of scrap paper under your work so you can test what the images are going to look like, and you can see how much pressure. So I've lined that up to the bottom of the center of the flower, as you can see, and it's showing up really beautifully. So the next step I'm going to use is the leaf. Now this little leaf, I believe, could also double as a flower bud if you wanted to. It's got that two-tone to it, but rather than having extra ink or a different coloured ink, they're using texture to get that. And I think that is such an effective idea. So I've stamped the first one, and then I'm going to turn the card a little bit and stamp the second leaf. And I have stamped over the top of the branch as well, rather than just leaving a stem. So there's the flower, but I really do think that the card needs something extra, and that's where the striped stamp comes in. I love that it's more of a drawn look rather than just straight lines. I think it just gives the card some more texture than it would have otherwise. So once again, I'm just going to kiss it, but this time you need to stamp up the stamp by moving it around on the ink pad a little bit. But I'm just tapping really lightly to do this. And so I'm putting some stripes on the bottom of the card. And I think that really grounds the flower. So it doesn't take long, and it's so pretty, that yellow. So I've decided I'm going to do the top as well to balance things out. Now, I thought about using it that way, but I decided to turn it around so it'll be easier to line up. This stamp doesn't quite go all the way across the A6 sheet, but as you can see, you can line it up centrally fairly easily. Now you'll see that there is a little gap there that didn't really stamp. I'm not too worried about that because we're not perfect, and I think it still looks pretty enough. So I want to put a sentiment on as well. So I have chosen the Incredibly Proud of You stamp, and I'm using Memento Black to do this. So I've popped it on my block, and I thought, maybe I should put up the top, but no, I thought that bottom right looks really good there. So once again, just pressing it down, and it's all done. So it wasn't a difficult card to make, but I think it's extremely effective. And once you have everything out, it doesn't take that long to make it all. Now, including this video, it's taken less than 10 minutes to make this card. So it's another great one for when you're in a rush. So I'll give you another look now at what the card looks like close up, and you can also find it on my blog.